So he has asked me to record the lesson. So I'm recording the lesson, okay? To tell you for GDPR reasons. Okay, we have been looking at similar shapes, okay, the concept of similarity. And it's pretty easy, right? If you have two shapes, just find the matching sides, and you have to just find the scale factor, the enlargement factor, and you either multiply or divide, depending on which way we're going. The smaller to the larger, or the larger to the smaller shape. Right? Pretty easy. Quite self-explanatory. Sometimes you may be asked to establish the fact that two shapes are similar, not just use the fact that two shapes are similar, okay? And I'm doing something similar with my year 9s at the moment, so you may remember it from back then, but maybe not, okay? This concept is simply called proving similarity, right? Proving similarity. And remember, proofs, what does it mean to prove something? If someone asks you to prove it, what do you have to do to prove something to someone?
Have evidence.
You need evidence.
Evidence, good. You need to give some points, some reasons for them to believe you or to trust you. Okay, here comes Maxim. So there are two ways in which we can prove similarity between shapes, or between objects, I guess.
Oh, Mr. Lu, sorry, my Wi-Fi was really bad for a sec.
Okay,
you know.
no worries. All right. So there are two ways. We're going to talk about Maxim instead of just using the fact that two shapes are similar, actually showing that two shapes are similar. Okay, so kind of going the other way. The first way, all right, the first way is based on the side lengths. Okay, if the side lengths are all in the same ratio, then the shapes are similar. That's important. It doesn't matter what shape it is. It could be a triangle, it could be a rectangle, it could be an irregular polygon, right? If I have a triangle like this and a bigger one like this, let's call this A, B, C, and let's call this X, Y, Z. All right, if the ratios are all equal, so the matching ones would probably be AB with XY. All right. In other words, if AB divided by XY, so the ratio is the division, if that ratio is the same as, which side would you match BC with, guys? Which side would be the corresponding side for BC on the X, Y, Z triangle? In this diagram. I've drawn it rotated on purpose.
YZ.
YZ, you want to give it YZ? Yes, why not? YZ, oops, BC divided by YZ. And the last one would be AC divided by XZ. Z, I know you could be saying Z. All right, so if this ratio is true for all the sides of the shape, then the two shapes are similar. Color-coded. Ta-da! Okay, so if this holds, then we can say triangle ABC. I really need to buy that pen and tablet thing. That could be fun. Is similar to triangle XYZ. That's the first way of proving similarity. All right. So let me just make up some numbers here. Let's say this is 7. And then let's say this is 21. This is 10. This is 30. And let's make this guy, what do I reckon? That looks like we 42. If this is 42, guys, what would AC have to be? what would AC have to be? If that's 42. What's the ratio? Bum, 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 bum. AC.
42 divided by 3.
3, good. So 42 divided by 3 is? Anyone know? It's 14. Ta-da! Right. So this is one way to prove similarity. If you can divide the side lengths, then they have to be similar. All right. Well, pretty straightforward. And we've already used that fact, right? We already did some divisions and we did some examples like that already. The second way in which we can prove similarity is not based on side lengths. What do you think it's going to be based on? It's going to be based on the angles, okay? It's going to be based on the angles. So, what fact do we...
Hello, Mr. Lu. I'm so sorry, my Wi-Fi just wasn't working.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're talking about proving similarity, okay, Aneta?
Okay.
So there are two ways to do it. The first way is by looking at the side lengths. If they are all in the same ratio, they have to be similar. Okay. In the second case, we're not going to use the side lengths. We're going to use the angles. Right? We're going to use the angles. So what does that mean? Well, what do we know about angles in similar shapes? We said it yesterday. Anyone can remember? What can we say about angles in similar shapes?
They're parallel or they're the same?
They're the same. Good. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, they are the same. So this is the first method with the side lengths. The second way of proving similarity, if all angles in the two shapes are the same, then the shapes are also similar. Okay. There is a word for this. We call it equiangular. Equiangular. Strange looking word in English, but that's what it is. Okay. Equiangular. Maybe some people say equiangular. It just means equal angles. All right. Now, this is important for specifically, not any shape, actually, if all angles in two triangles. Okay, why wouldn't it hold for all shapes? Well, because I could have a rectangle like this, and I could have a rectangle like this, right? Now, obviously, these all have the same angles, 90, 90, 90, and this also is 99, 90, but they have very different side lengths, so the ratio of the sides is not the same. All right, so it's not true for all shapes, sorry, just triangles. Okay. We'll do that for here as well, when the triangles are similar. Right, similar triangles. Most common example to start with is a right angle triangle, because a right angle triangle has one angle already defined. It's 90 degrees. Let's call this one 25. If this is 25 and that's 90, what's this angle going to be?
It's gonna be 25 too. Oh no, wait.
No, not 25. 90, 25. So it's going to be, has to add up
It has
to?
to add up to 180.
Good. So it's going to be
65. 55.
Yeah, 65. Good. 65. Okay. So any triangle that has these three angles has to be similar. Okay. You can't make it not match if the angles are all the same. So we use these two facts, guys, the angles and the sides, to prove that triangles are similar. All right, what does that mean? If you can show me that you have a diagram, if I had a diagram, and then you can show me that this angle matches that angle, and so on and so forth 3 times, then I will believe you that the two triangles are similar. What does that mean?
Mr. Liu,
Yes, Maxim.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to be petty, but like, wouldn't the 65 and 25 be switched around just like based on how
Oh,
the
yeah.
angles look?
Yeah, based on the drawing.
No,
Or-
I'm not trying to be annoying. I'm just
yeah,
asking.
Shut up, Maxim.
not to scale. Haha, got him. Okay. Technically, you are correct, though, Maxim. Okay. So what does that mean? All right. Think of this, okay, as writing an essay in maths, right? Who here likes to write essays? No one likes writing essays? That's surprising. What do you have to do in an essay, guys? What do you have to do in an essay?
It's you give a point, you analyze it, and you give evidence for it.
Good. And then at the end of the essay, what do you want to do? You want to
Conclude.
conclude, okay? That's exactly what we're doing in maths, okay? And this is one skill that maths is very good for, right? Obviously in life, you're not gonna be proving triangles to your friends too much, but doing this sort of stuff helps you think logically, helps you look for reasoning, okay? And you may not have to prove triangles to your friends or your parents or whoever, but maybe one day you will have to prove maybe something trivial like why pineapple is good on pizza, or why you deserve to have a PlayStation 5 for your birthday. Or maybe you want to argue or present points or reasons for your political beliefs, maybe even your religious beliefs, something more serious. Or maybe one of you is going to end up in court one day. You have to prove your innocence. Who's most likely to end up in court?
Maxim.
Aneta.
Yeah.
Aneta. I could bet on that like $1 million.
I think
It's gonna
Maxim
be-
would have to
Okay,
give the
Maximilian.
judge a reason to keep the kids.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Why you gotta do me like that? Yeah, come on.
it's getting a little too real in here.
I'm sorry, Maxim.
All right. So
I'm a loyal man.
when you want to present an argument to a judge, you present your point, your reason, your point and reason. That's exactly what we're going to do here, but with angles and lengths. Okay. So this is, a little harder. I don't want to say necessarily core material, but it helps you train your thinking. It's good for next year as well. Here's a picture, a diagram, right? I'm going to give you 3 examples also to try, but I want to do at least 1 or 2 with you first. All right. Obviously, this is just one triangle, but I have 2 triangles in it. All right. We're going to look at triangles. Let's say BDE and BAC. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Do you know what I mean by say that? You follow the letters. So BDE would be this guy, and then BAC would be the larger one. To prove similarity, okay, what I said before, we can either look for the side lengths in the same ratio or all angles are the same. Now, side lengths wise, there are no lengths measured here. There's no measurements given. So we can't use that information, but we can use the angles. What does this symbol mean? The arrows on the diagram. It's a big clue.
Parallel.
Parallel. Thank you, Christoph. Very good. All right, so we're going to use that to start off with. But let me show you how to lay out an answer like this. It's kind of like a mini essay, okay? I'm looking at triangles BDE and BAC. I need to find 3 angles that are the same. All right, well, first up, I can see that they share the same corner, right? Look, they share this corner. Because this is one triangle. This is the other triangle. So angle B is the same. So we can say here is angle DBE. We can say it's common, it's shared, okay? That's one angle. Can someone see any other angles in these 2 triangles that we could say are the same? This one and this one. It's a little tricky, I know. Well, what do you remember about parallel lines? Look, here are the parallel lines, as Chris mentioned. This is parallel. Oh, bugger. Hold on. Angle DB is common. All right, if I put an X here, where else can I put an X? Anyone tell me?
I mean, yeah, you have to put it on the other side as well, like because they're parallel.
Parallel?
That one.
Wait,
Yeah.
here? You mean here?
No, more like
Here?
yeah.
Ah, very good, Zuska. Okay. Yes, so this line and this line is parallel, which means that this angle and this angle are the same. All right. Well, we will write angle when we write in the same box. That's the first point. Let me write some bullet points here. Angle DBE is common. The second point is angle BDE equals angle DAC. Right? Now the first one, I didn't have to write any reason because it's just the same, they're shared. This one I have to give a reason. What kind of angles are these on parallel lines? And remember, it has a special name, starts with a C. They are something angles.
Correspondent.
Very good. Yeah, they're corresponding angles. See that? So I've given my point and I've given my evidence. That's the evidence. Oops, corresponding angles. Okay. Now I've proven that 2 of the angles are the same. And in fact, in a triangle, that's enough because if 2 are the same, then the third one has to be the same because of 180 degrees. But just for completeness sake, I can make this the same as this one as well, right? Also corresponding. So you write angle DEB equals angle ACB, also corresponding angles. All right, and then we finish. Therefore, triangles are similar. All right, see what I mean when it's kind of like an essay? You present your point, you present your argument, then you present the evidence. 1, 2, 3 points. They're all angles the same, therefore the triangles are similar. Done. That is how you do a mathematical proof. Okay, very easy.
Mr. Liu,
Yes, Martina.
so like in a test, like would it just be like show that these are similar and then you'd have to do this?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Or it might say
Thank you.
prove that these 2 are similar. Okay. Now, because I was just typing with my keyboard, I didn't use the shorthand. I can do shorthand for all this to make it look even easier. All right. Mathematicians are lazy. I don't want to write a whole 6-page essay. I want to use as many symbols as I can. So you'd write angle DBE. Okay, I'm going to do my mouse. So use the angle symbol is common. There's no symbol for common, it's just common. And then you write angle BDE. We've done this before in congruent triangles. So you just use the angle symbol, and then for the reason, for corresponding, you write core, and then I usually write angles like this. Doot, doot, doot. Okay, it's kind of messy, I know, but and then angle DEB, DEB equals angle ACB, also corresponding angles. Okay, does anyone remember the symbol for therefore?
Isn't it the 3 little dots?
Yes, very good, Martina. Therefore, okay, triangle, what did I say, BDE is similar to triangle, BDE is similar to triangle BAC. Ta-da! All right, it's not so fun to write on a screen, kind of fun to write on paper. So therefore, and that's it. All right. You're going to be looking usually for 3 points to prove your argument. All right. Now let's look at this butterfly looking shape. This time we do have something labeled. This bottom angle is labeled, right? Alpha and alpha. So in this case, I would say angle PQR equals angle STR. So angle PQR equals angle STR. The reason, okay, you always give your reason in the parentheses. If it's labeled on the diagram, the reason you write is given. Okay, that means it's on the diagram, it's labeled accordingly. Okay, so that's my first point. What's another pair of angles that could be the same in this diagram? Anyone?
Well, any of them.
Well, yeah, but what could be your reason? What could be your reason? So I'm going to give you, yes, I'll look at this one, these two. Why would these ones be equal? Is that Krista saying
Yeah, I was about to say that.
But why are
Oh
they
wait,
equal?
because they're both right angle triangles. They both
They look like they're right angles. We can't assume they're 90 degrees though, unless it's written there. It's a good try. Anyone else? This also has a special name. When 2 angles are in a cross, do you remember the name for it? Starts with a V. It's got 2 words. When 2 angles are in a cross. V something, O something angles.
vertically opposite angles.
Beautiful. They're
No,
vertically
wait, I
opposite.
got that right.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Vertically opposite angles. See, angle PRQ has to equal angle SRT because they're vertically opposite. All right. And if 2 angles in a triangle are the same, the third one has to be the same, but I will include it anyway. Angle QPR. Sorry, let's make that bloop. Wait a second. I'm going to check keyboard. Next, see. Okay. So angle QPR equals angle TSR. Okay, and the reason for this, I will call this angle sum in a triangle. What do I mean by that, guys? Angle sum in a triangle. Well, because these 2 are the same, the third one has to be the same because they all have to add up to 180. Hence the angle sum in a triangle. And that's it. You got to find the 3 reasons, and then you write, therefore, triangles are similar. Or you write it out like I have down here. Therefore, triangle, what is this? PRQ is similar to triangle SRT. All right. So what I have, okay, when you have 8 minutes left, I've put 3 diagrams here with text boxes underneath. I don't want you to worry so much about getting the terminology correct or anything. I just want you to look for the reasons, okay? You're looking for the reasons, and can you write them in accordingly, all right? So we're not gonna finish this now, obviously. Get a little bit of a start, and we'll come back to it tomorrow. And while you get started on that, oops, stop share, go to the chat. All right, just on page 1. Page 2 is the example I just did. All right, to help you type, maybe I will include, copy and paste this angle symbol. And angle symbol, can you highlight words in the class kick sheet? Like, can you copy and paste this symbol? If you go to page 1. Chris is on. Thank you, Chris. Okay, so have a look at those 3 triangle scenarios, all right? And as Martina asked, can you see the question now? It says, show that the following figures possess similar triangles. Okay. Shouldn't be too hard, but it helps you lay out your working out,
Yeah.
obviously. Yes.
I can copy the symbol.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. I maybe just Google angle symbol. Or just write angle like I did here. Just write out angle.
Mr. Liu,
Yes.
it's asking me for a class code.
Again, what's wrong with your class code?
The class code.
It's just the code in the link. So Q84YWQ. I'll
Okay, thank you.
okay. So while you start on that, guys, I'll just mention that I returned you your marks for the test and the term 2 test. All right, it's generally not bad. Much better than I think that you may have experienced in previous tests. And that's what we expected. So it's good. Okay. In the comment I left on Google Classroom or in the email, however you get notified, I wrote the raw mark as a percentage, and then I wrote the scaled mark as Riverside grade. The Riverside grade gets put into your classroom gradebook. So whatever you see there, that's the Riverside grade percentage. And then the scaled mark as an IG grade, okay? So the way that I reported it is, it got scaled as like an IG paper, but because core is obviously scaled less than an IG paper, so it basically just puts you down 1 less grade than what you got as an IG paper. That makes sense. But everyone did pretty well, considering. Okay, tomorrow in our second lesson of the double, we'll go through the test question by question, okay? And actually this is a good time for it because with these proofs and showing your reasons, there were 1 or 2 questions in the test that required your reasons. Okay, it wasn't explicitly stated, but it's quite, clearly implied that you need to give your reasons. I think it was the ladder question. If any of you remember, like, is the ladder safe to use against the wall? All right, obviously it's not just going to be a yes or no answer. You need to show why is it yes or no. Oh, the other one was the driving test one, the probability one of someone failing a driving test. Okay, it's not just yes or no, it's also why is it yes or no. All right, so these show questions. I don't know if you're watching this video, Clark, whether you can see the link, but you can see the questions. I'll share the video. I'll share the screen. There you go. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Okay, let's see who is typing some reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 students logged in. Thank you, Krista, Martina, Sabina, Peter, and Jan. Everyone else.
What is the
Thank you.
class called? I can't find it.
It's just in the chat.
Yeah, but that opened only ClassKick for me.
Oh, you had the same problem as Peter. The code is also in the chat. It's just Q84YWQ. It doesn't take you to
No,
the
no, no,
sheet.
no, I'm there, but like I'm on my assignments. I can see all the assignments, but I don't know what the name of it is.
Ah, that's weird. I thought it just takes you to the assignment. Similar shapes. Do you see an assignment called
Oh.
similar shapes?
I got it. I
Okay.
should be there.
Yay. Okay. So let's see some reasons. Let me see some reasons. I'm just gonna pick up someone. Hey, we've got more people now. All right. Chris is jumping right into it. Good. So angle CBD equals angle CAE equals 90 degrees. Good. Angle BCD equals. Aha. It's the shared one, right? Krista? Good. The other interesting thing, guys, about these questions is that there's no one right answer. If you can find a different reason for the angles to be the same, then you can use that. Oh, Martina, that's a good hack for the angle symbol, the less than symbol. All right. Krista, for that one, you can write common angle, or they share it for that reason. Okay, the 90-degree angle, guys, you can write given. It's given in the diagram or labeled 90.
Mr.
Easy.
Liu, doesn't let me copy and paste the angle symbol.
Yeah, Chris already established that. Let me delete that text box. You can copy it from Google yourself. Martina's using the less than symbol. That's a good hack. You want to use the less than symbol. Angle CAE. Good, Sabina. Don't forget you have to write the angle symbol in front of the letters. Or just literally write down angle. All right, so this is a slightly different way of doing maths, guys. You're not really looking for a calculation or a number or a formula. You're looking for reasoning, for proofs. Okay. All right. Oh, it's 35. We'll pick it up from there. All right. That's a good start. Hope it makes sense. See you tomorrow. Bye.